it really hurts me to kind of say that it was underwhelming, but at the same time, it could have been underwhelming just because of how overwhelming the first Avengers was.
Yeah.
There was so much riding on this to
and
be amazing that it just came off short.
I have to agree
There
with
was
that.
just something missing.
There was. And I was like, sitting in the movie, watching it, thinking, what is it? What is it? What is it? And I think, honestly, they focused way too much on Iron Man.
The balance wasn't quite right.
It wasn't equal.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see a bit more Hulk.
He was featured enough to a certain degree, but they were really touching the surface and certain things and not really delving into certain stories and certain characters. They never really allowed enough
Everyone
time for
to
each
have.
character to really develop.
I wanted to see a bit more of Thor.
And that's the thing, you'd say the same about every single character.
Yeah.
You would want to see this a bit more of the Black
Every other
Widow,
character apart from
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Yeah,
and it focused way too much
and
on him.
And even with the focus on Tony Stark, they weren't even very clear of what they were going with it. Were they trying to play him off as a villain? Were they trying to
play him
off?
It got a bit confusing after a while. I was sitting there thinking, what's happening? Oh my God, is he going to be bad?
Don't get me wrong, I still thought it was amazing.
It
was very interesting.
It was, and there's 2 new characters in it as well. The twins. I like them a lot. The guy that plays Kick-Ass.
Yeah, and then
Elizabeth Olsen, who's Ashley Mary Kate's little sister. She's a really good actress, that one.
No,
Looks exactly like them.
Really, really good. But it's just...
Yeah, they just focused too much on Tony.
Because of how much was expected of it. It just kind of
I just wanted to see a little bit more, and it would have been nice to see Loki again.
I think that was one big piece that was definitely missing, because it's kind of similar to the impact that in The Dark Knight Rises, the Joker, played by Heath Ledger, had on that.
Yeah.
The impact of how successful that was and how brilliant it was in that.
It would have been so good to see Loki, just
kind
for
of
a minute.
missing from the next Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
So similar to this, because of how impactful and how good Loki was in the first Avengers.
He's great,
because he was one of the focal points of
good
it was and how funny it was and how brilliant and how dramatic it was. For him to be missing in this was just like... Oh.
And also, I felt like Samuel Jackson came in too late.
Well, they just didn't find the right balance for everyone. When he showed up, by then it was like, oh, that's a bit random.
Yeah.
He's still around.
It was very random.
He's involved in this. There was just so much going on at the same time as there was not a lot going on.
Yeah.
That it was just so imbalanced and unclear, and it was always going to fail because of how big it was expected to.
Maybe my expectations were a bit too high.
Everyone's expectations were very high because almost everyone has the same kind of reaction to it. They come out feeling like there was just something missing. And so for that, it's such a shame.
Yeah.
Such a shame. But I still enjoyed it.
And I reckon the third
really
installment is going to be different, obviously.
And it kind of makes me question the third installment now.
Yeah. See?
Because it's kind of,
That's what I said.
How they gonna... How's
it gonna work?
Beef this up now? How's it gonna work? How's the balance? What they're gonna go? Especially with having characters then leaving, or supposedly leaving anyway. By the end of this, we've got the Hulk is going off. So it's like, whoa, how are they gonna follow this up? So, I mean, DiZzeL's verdict. I had to kind of, I pushed for a 7. I rate this a 7 out of 10. But a lot of people.
Do you know what? When we first finished, I did
harsh.
say a 7.5, but I agree a 7.
I think a 7 is kind of more of a solid point for it.
Yeah.
Because of, it still lived up to its hype in terms of how interesting and how captivating it was. There's a lot of banter in it, which is brilliant.
Yeah. Brilliant
between the characters, the relationship that always worked from day one, and that carried on. It's brilliant.
I just love Mark Ruffalo.
Very entertaining.
I do. I think he's a great actor. Very underrated, but. Go and check it out if you haven't seen it.
Do check it out, guys. Yeah, absolutely, because it's one of those where everyone, each to their own.
Avengers, Age of Ultron. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Tweet us at the T5 Show.
You're listening to Crackers Radio, the home of soul.
Yeah, whosoever be he worthy, you shall have the power. Whatever, man. It's a trick.
No, it is much more than that, my friend.
If I lift it, do I get to rule Asgard?
Yes, of course.
I will be fair but firmly cruel. Be right back. Are you even pulling? Are you on my team?
Just represent, pull.
All right, let's go. Come on, Cap.
Nothing.
Oh, no, that's not a question I need answered.
The handle's imprinted. Whosoever is carrying Thor's fingerprints is, I think, the literal translation.
Yes, well, that's a very interesting theory. I have a simpler one. You're all not worthy.